Hey guys, how's it going? I'm XYZ Cruncher, and today, or should I say tonight, I'm bringing you guys a little bit of a different video. Obviously I'm not in the usual spot, the camera is usually somewhere over there, you guys can't see where it usually is, but usually it's over there. This is obviously always the backdrop. Obviously it's been a while, so I'm going to be explaining on all of that shit. This might turn into a new series of sorts. I'm kind of going to experiment because well, I'll get into why I've not got a review out or anything else out, and I felt like this might be a little bit easier and I might want to try something new, so I thought I might as well come back with something like this, because yeah, I'll get into it, but this is kind of going to be a kind of podcast style video, I guess, but just in my own weird little style, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If I enjoy making it and you guys enjoy watching it, and if I watch it back and feel like it was good enough, it might stick. I'm actually going to turn this down a little. I mean, I guess that was pretty low anyway, but yeah, regardless, first hiccup of the first podcast episode, but yeah, I don't know what I'll call this kind of podcast series, but yeah, it's kind of meant to be just, it's going to be kind of obviously off the cuff. I'm going to have some idea of what I'm saying beforehand, but it's going to be relatively unscripted, and I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm basically, the whole premise is I'm going to be playing a game. This is going to go on for however long I want, for however long I'm willing to talk, I guess, and you know, for as long as I have something to say. There might be a few cuts here and there, so it might not be like a standard podcast like Joe Rogan or True Geordie or whatever, where it's just kind of a constant stream for the most part. There are going to be some cuts, but basically I don't have a capture device, so you can't see the games that I'm playing, but I'm going to be talking some games, so I'm going to keep it related to gaming in a way. I'm going to be talking about mainly gaming topics in almost every episode, if this does become a series. But yeah, without further ado, I guess this is kind of how I should do things. So today, or tonight again, the game is F-Zero GX on the GameCube. I've got my budget fucking third-party GameCube controller, which doesn't even have any branding on it, which is fucking fun. It's partially busted. The fucking theme song's finished because I've been talking for so fucking long. But yeah, let's get into playing a bit of F-Zero, and I'll just talk about where I've been for a while. Okay, so like to begin with, obviously all of you are probably wondering why I haven't uploaded in what's been like just over a month, like maybe 5 weeks going on 6 weeks. Well, the main reason is my equipment has been a bit, I don't know how loud this is going to be, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit, but yeah, basically my equipment has been very finicky for a good while now, especially, well actually not especially this camera, but this camera has been quite finicky at times, but for the most part my equipment has been okay, but at times finicky, and none of it's ever really failed on me except for this one laptop that I had. And if you guys were around, for those of you who are watching right now, if you were around then, you probably remember when my laptop broke down and I didn't upload for like a month or two. I think it was going on 3 months maybe, I'm not sure, but it was quite a while. Also ignore like all of this mess in the back, it's just how my room's laid out, unfortunately. I have a audio interface, which I actually store in that box over there, the red one. It's a Focusrite, you know, Focusrite Solo. It's basically the thing everyone uses. You've probably, if you don't know it by name, you definitely recognise it by the way it looks. I might flash it up on the screen. I don't know if I'm going to bother editing a podcast, because most of you are probably going to be listening, but and not watching. But you know, it is what it is. Let's actually start fucking racing. But yeah, that failed on me, and it was fairly fucking annoying. I hadn't done anything for a while, and then I realised it failed on me, and I was like, oh fuck, because I'd gone a couple of weeks without uploading, but I was like, you know, I'm going to come back with a big review, because for the longest time I had this big review planned, and I did like fuck all with it really, and it just ended up kind of falling through in the end. mainly because of said fucking technical difficulties. Obviously, if you thought, but since I'm on the topic, you guys should follow me on Twitter, and I also just started a new, or like just created rather, a new Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me on there too, it's basically you guys can keep up with updates and shit, and whenever shit like this goes down, you guys will be the first to like learn about it. So if you could follow me on Twitter and on my Instagram, that would be swell. I'll leave either the ats on the screen now, or leave them in the comments, or in the description rather. But yeah, it kind of just since my equipment failed on me, I was kind of pissed off, and for me right now money is kind of tight because I'm living with my family, and there's six kids and a single parent. I don't know if I'll leave that bit in, but I'm living with my family right now, and money's tough. So yeah, I don't know. It's quite. It's. I live in England, so I'm pretty blessed, but I kind of do wish the government worked a little more in our favour, because shit's going on. If you know about politics in England, you know it is what it is. But also, sorry if I ramble a lot. This is a podcast, unscripted style video I'm doing on my own. I'm definitely gonna fucking ramble at some point, but hopefully it's fucking watchable or listenable. But yeah, basically. Since money was tough, I kind of realised, okay, I'm not going to get a replacement anytime soon. So reviews are on an almost indefinite hold, at least for now. That might change very soon, depending, because I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up, but like I might be able to get either a new audio interface or a replacement for my old one that broke down. Yeah, for now, reviews are on hold, pretty much. I will still be doing rants, because rants don't require the audio interface. I basically use the camera's audio for the audio. The only time I really need the audio interface and a mic is when I'm doing reviews, or some type of video where I have to do a voiceover. That's usually with a it's usually with a sorry. It's usually with a review or that type of video where I need to do a voiceover. So I usually leave it for rants and stuff, because or like unscripted videos like this, because it's usually quite snappy. It's just off the cuff, or it just doesn't require I'd rather have videos like this and like the rants, because the rants are kind of, I have them down to a formula, and it's just kind of making them funny at this point, or making them enjoyable to watch. So I've kind of got that down to a science, but with the reviews, I feel like I kind of can't just do it all in one sitting, and just like, I kind of have to, work on work on like the main camera segments separately, and then do a voiceover separately, because it's just an easier workflow. It's very stressful trying to. It's also quite painful, because I have like a very frail kind of body, and it's like I'm quite susceptible to like random aches and pains for like no apparent reason. So sitting in the same place trying to like read the lines and memorize the lines quickly before I fucking start to ache all over again is kind of annoying. So I rather just do a few camera segments, as few as possible, and then do the voiceovers. So yeah, basically I've just rambled for ages, but in a roundabout way, the reviews are indefinitely kind of on hold until further notice. I'll still script a few reviews, because I did have some planned and like some in the pipeline anyway. So this will kind of just give me a backlog of scripts that I can just kind of work on and not have to worry about. Maybe give them a second look and maybe try and refine them beforehand. But for the most part, I can just literally just sit with these scripts and work on the rant videos, and obviously these types of videos if this kind of takes off for me personally, or like for the viewers of the channel. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there'll be a new review when there's a new review, basically. You can count on some rants and maybe, obviously, these types of podcast videos, possibly. I'll try to do a couple. It's basically whenever I've got something to say or whatever, which is when I'll actually drop something like this. But for the most part, it'll just be... if I can help it, it will be reviews and maybe rants whenever a topic pops up. But, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, so moving away from the update side of things, I guess I should be talking about what games I've been playing. Obviously, since I've done the Mega Man 1 review, I've kind of decided, obviously spoilers, I guess, but I don't know if everyone's going to watch this. If anyone at all, but never mind everyone, but like if anyone's going to watch this at all, but yeah, I don't know if everyone's going to watch this, so I guess kind of spoilers for some of the upcoming reviews, I guess, but I've basically, since Mega Man 1 was kind of an easy game for me to review, I decided maybe that I should try and do all of the Mega Man series, at least a classic series, because it feels like it's kind of a chill game that I can review. It's it's not too stressful, it's not too much of an undertaking. They're usually not loaded deep games, because they are like NES era games. Like there's depth to them, but not too much depth. And like once I've reviewed one, it basically carries over to all of the other ones I've kind of found when I'm trying to script the video in my head without actually like writing it down. So yeah, that's I guess that's why I've decided I'm going to make the Mega Man Classic series at least like a review series, and just kind of do all of that, because they're fun games to play and they're fun games to review, which is the basic gist of what I'm trying to get at. Absolutely love the few Mega Man games I've played so far. I'll get to I'll try and finish all of the classic series when I can. But yeah, for the most part, I don't know when the reviews are coming, but they're coming, rest assured. Okay, so as for games I've been playing, basically I've been playing through. Obviously, I've been a Dragon Quest fan for a good fucking while, and recently I've been trying to play through the entire main series, and as well as a couple of spin-offs, and it's looking pretty good in my opinion. It's overtaken a lot of my favourite franchises. Maybe not. I'd say it's gotten to second or third for me, because Dragon Quest is just that classic franchise. It has a special place in my heart since I was a kid, but obviously now it's just kind of gotten a lot bigger because of this beautiful ass game, Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of an Elusive Age. It's obviously on the Switch now. This lighting is dark. I'm going to have to do something about this kind of setup, because you guys can barely see my fucking face, but it is what it is. I've been filming like this for fucking how many fucking minutes now, so screw that. Screw changing it now. But I've got the PS4 version. The Switch version is arguably better, except for in terms of graphics and shit. But regardless, if you have a PS4 or a Switch, pick this fucking game up. I swear to God, it is it's arguably my favourite RPG of all time. It's inching its way up to my favourite game of all time. It's definitely second. If Dragon Quest as a whole isn't my second favourite franchise of all time, it's definitely the Echoes of an Elusive Age, Dragon Quest 11 is definitely my second favourite game of all time, even if the franchise itself is not my second favourite franchise, is what I'm trying to get at. But yeah, that game just blew me away. I'm still in awe of it. It's just one of those games where it's kind of a landmark title. When you're I always feel funny saying gamer because of all of the gamer society memes, but whenever you're a gamer, you kind of have those landmark games for you, and Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of an Elusive Age was that game for me, really. I can't even front. It was just one of those games that left me emotional. It left me in awe. I was just fucking gobsmacked by the end of it. I was like, what have I just experienced? Because I was hyped for it, because I had played other entries before, like 9. I played a couple of spin-offs. You know, I'd had experience with the franchise, and 9 was one of those landmark games for me before, and I never thought it would be replaced, because I was like, this franchise is probably going to disappoint me. If it's not 9, it's probably going to disappoint. And in a way, to begin with, I wasn't wrong, but then 11 came along, and I was like, you know, fuck, they just knocked it out of the park for the entire game. I was kind of like, well, they're inching closer. I was kind of telling myself, no. I was kind of I was kind of in that state where I was like, do I really want this to overtake my favourite game of all time? But lo and behold, it basically did, and I was fucking shocked. Like, by the end of it, like, there were so many twists and turns, and Dragon Quest is like, if Final Fantasy is a cool hip kid who's like always, you know, changing with the times. He's always in the know with all of the new trends, and he's just kind of always changing and evolving as a person. Dragon Quest is basically that old man who's like looking at Final Fantasy like, what the fuck are you doing, cunt? Like, why don't you just stay true to yourself and stay exactly the same like I am? Because Dragon Quest is just one of those franchises where it's very stuck in its ways, but in a very good way. If you've not played a Dragon Quest game before, I recommend Dragon Quest 11 or Dragon Quest 8. I'd say the 3DS version, because the PS2 version hasn't aged all too well, which is surprising because it's a PS2 game. It's not that many generations back, 2 generations back, come on guys. But it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know, it's the franchise is definitely becoming one of my favourites. Obviously the game I'm playing right now, F-Zero GX, is the first one I'm playing. I'm only playing practice games really. I'm just, you know, fucking around on the practice mode because I'm trying to get a feel for the controls, and obviously I'm kind of at a disadvantage because I have this dodgy third-party controller with like no branding on it, and this B button is absolutely busted. Like, I have to like push down to actually like get it to work, and it's fucking annoying. So I'm already at a disadvantage, and I'm kind of trying to get a feel for the controls. I've not played much of the GameCube because basically I got this upscaler thing. I'm going to try and like pick it up and show you guys without... Actually no, I probably couldn't do that. But basically I have an upscaler. For those of you who don't know, you might want to research into it. But basically upscalers basically make older consoles look at least at a decent standard, if not really good, on a modern display like a HD TV or a 4K TV. Sometimes if you're lucky, if you can get something that does that. I don't know if the Framemeister works with 4K, but I have a HD TV. Like, it's a small one, but it's a HD TV. You probably see it in a lot of my in the backdrop of a lot of my videos. But basically the GameCube looked fucking horrendous. Like, I played Super Mario Sunshine for a little bit and I just couldn't fucking stand it. It looked horrible on my display without the Framemeister. And now looking at F-Zero GX and looking at how fucking great this game looks with the help of the Framemeister, I think like the GameCube's just gonna be become one of my favourite consoles. Because growing up, I always envied like this one friend. Like, he didn't even seem the type of dude to have a GameCube, but he had a GameCube. I thought he would have had like a PS2, original Xbox, something like that. But lo and behold, he had a GameCube, and I was always envious of him. I was like, I always grew up watching shit like the the Mario, Super Mario World cartoon, and you know, like Sonic and shit like that. And he had like Sonic Heroes. Obviously, I got that on the PS2 a little later after him, but like, he had Sonic Heroes, he had Super Mario Sunshine, he had all of these cool GameCube games, and I was like really envious of him because I was always a Nintendo fan at heart. Like, I grew up with a PS1 and a PS2, but I love the consoles, don't get me wrong, but I never clicked with them like I do Nintendo. Nintendo's my favourite, is my company or like brand or whatever of choice for a good reason, because their games just kind of hit that feeling that not a lot of Microsoft or Sony games can. Like, the first party is obviously unparalleled, and one of those, even if a lot of them are laying dormant, like the F-Zero franchise for example, apparently for good reason, and those reasons I can kind of see playing this game, because this game just blew me out of the water on while I was playing practice mode to get the hang of the controls. Like, I was just racing on my own, not even against a CPU opponent on the practice mode. I was just racing against my fucking self on a practice mode, and the game blew me away with how good it felt, even on with this dodgy, broken ass controller. So like, yeah, I'm really happy I'm getting to try this game for the first time. Yeah, I'm kind of upset I didn't get to play games like these growing up. But now I have a chance to do that, and I'm definitely going to review some GameCube games. I've got a decent little collection going over there, and yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool to have be able to play my retro consoles without having to look at a fucking eyesore of a fucking display on the TV where I'm like looking at some fucking pixelated fucking mess. Like, these look like crisp fucking graphics. Like, it's basically what you'd see on a CRT TV if you were playing, like, say you've got your NES hooked up to a CRT TV. You can it'll have the same look if you put it through the Framemeister. The Framemeister's instructions, and I'll show you guys the remote. I don't know if you guys can really see it, but basically a lot of the I guess it won't focus, but basically a lot of the things are in Japanese. I kind of know the buttons I should be pressing. Some of them are in English or like have English letters, but that's about it. So it can be confusing if you can't read Japanese or whatever. But basically, you get there's a lot of guides online. So if you get a Framemeister specifically, or if you're looking into buying a Framemeister specifically, I can't even fucking talk, even though I'm doing this unscripted podcast. But if you are looking to get a Framemeister, yeah, just definitely go ahead and do it. Maybe do your research beforehand, see if you have any better alternatives, cheaper alternatives. But you definitely get a lot of bang for your buck, but it's quite pricey because it goes for like £500, which is like, well, I guess about like $600, I guess, $650. I don't know. I'm not good at maths, sue me. So basically something I've been wanting to talk about properly, I've kind of like mentioned it. For those of you who stick around for like my little outros at the end of videos where I ramble for ages for no particular reason, will probably know about this, but for those of you who don't, basically I have plans for making a second channel where I just review songs. It's something I've kind of wanted to talk about, and I guess there's no better time than the present. But yeah, my plans for the second channel, basically what I'm doing is I'm basically, while I'm working on some stuff for this main channel, obviously, I'm working on a backlog of second channel videos, so it doesn't bleed too much into the main channel, because and then I can kind of get a schedule going for once that backlog runs out. But basically what I'm trying to do is have a decent backlog, so I'm uploading daily on that channel for a little while, just to kind of give the channel a little bit of steam right out of the gate, just to give it a little bit of an audience outside of my actual base audience from this channel. For those of you who are only interested in gaming and interested in this video, there's absolutely no need to worry, because it won't bleed too much into the main channel, even if it's like, even if I have like a strict schedule. For the most part it probably won't. I won't have a strict schedule, but yeah, for the most part it probably won't bleed too much into the main channel. And if it does, again, follow me on Instagram or Twitter just to keep updated with like what I'm doing or what I'm saying. And if I mention maybe that I'm taking a break from doing the main channel videos for a little while, which I highly doubt at this point, because I kind of want the main channel to kick off, then yeah, you can probably catch me on the second channel reviewing songs. I have a decent palette for music, and I know enough about music to the point where I think I can at least review songs, maybe not albums, because I don't really know why, but I listen to a lot of individual songs, as well as albums, but I listen to a lot of individual songs a lot of the time, and I feel like I can look at a song individually on its own merits without the album to kind of weigh in on it well enough, and criticise it well enough to the point where I felt well, I love music and I always wanted to do a music channel if I couldn't do a gaming channel, so why don't I do both and keep both of them an equal focus rather than having like one overtake the other. And basically you've obviously got nothing to worry about because like I said, it's not going to be, one's not going to be bleeding into the other. There's going to kind of be like an equal share of my effort and time. Obviously with the song reviews, the scripts might be a little easier to make, so that might kind of mean the second channel might be a little more consistent, but the quality is not going to be downgraded for any of the video game reviews on the main channel. But obviously rants, I can't share out a rant every other week, I'm sorry guys, but like I can't, or like every week, every other week, or even every month. Like there has to be something for me to rant about. I've got a rant in the works, but that's about it. Like and that's kind of because I felt like I might as well just upload something other than this drivel in case nobody's fucking interested. So yeah, there's probably going to be some sort of balance. I'm thinking of a bi-weekly schedule for the most part. Like for those of you who don't understand what I mean, it's basically 1 week song review on the music channel, or maybe me uploading a song of my own or a cover or something like that, and then the next week I'm working on a rant or a review or a fucking whatever the fuck, I don't know, like one of these fucking dumbass fucking podcast things that probably won't take off. I might become better at this kind of format after I've done a couple episodes, and it's basically going to be whenever I can think of something to say or something to talk about. This time I'm going in without any script or any notes. I don't want to script a podcast, but I don't even have any notes, so I'm kind of just going completely off the cuff, which is why I'm rambling so much. But hopefully it's coherent, and hopefully it's kind of enjoyable for you guys to watch / listen to while you go do your own thing, while you play games or whatever the fuck. But basically what I'm trying to do is basically what I'm trying to do is kind of keep a balance, and I'm passionate about both games and music, so I want to keep a balance with that. And I don't know, I want to start a music career of my own. I'm not gonna, even if I became like some mega famous person, like I don't know, fucking Elvis or the Beatles or Michael Jackson or something like that, like I'd still, I don't think I'd ever abandon YouTube because I just love reviewing games that much. But like I also do want to have a music career. I don't know if people would take me seriously, and a lot of my music would be a little jokey from time to time, but a lot of my music is quite serious. I've got some in the works, but obviously that's had to stop because my audio interface is dead, which also kills my music production, so that's fucking fun. But for the most part, I'm going to be still working on videos for both channels, but yeah, I've still got a passion for both mediums, so I'm going to be, you know, trying to keep that decent balance going, and you know, just I'll see how it goes. There's not, I don't know if I've already said this or not, and, you know, if I'm just repeating myself, but basically there is no set schedule for the second channel. I'm thinking of a bi-weekly thing, but it's highly doubtful that will actually happen, because yeah, I don't know. There's no shortage of songs to review, but I don't want to make it. I don't want to burn myself out, especially if like the music channel like gains a following of its own over this main channel, which barely has a following anyway. But if it either gets a higher, a higher fan base or subscriber base, or an equal subscriber base, I've got to kind of, even if there's overlap, I've kind of got to keep two sides satisfied. So I've got to maybe not promise a schedule, so it's just kind of maybe it's maybe week to week or bi-weekly or whatever. It's just whenever I can upload, really. So that's how it's going to go for both channels. I think I've rambled long enough. I guess maybe give me some questions or something like that for the next episode if I decide to do another one of these. I'll kind of keep you guys posted on Instagram and on Instagram and on Twitter. But yeah, I guess that's all out of me. You guys can, I guess, leave some questions or leave leave some suggestions of what I should talk about, maybe some gaming news, maybe a topic to rant about on the podcast, because I can rant for days, like even off the cuff, because like shit, I can just fucking rant for days. It's just the scripted form is a lot better, but yeah, I'll stumble over my words a lot like I have done in this podcast, but hopefully I'll get a little better as time goes on. But yeah, that's about it. I've been XYZ Cruncher. Stay cool, stay safe, stay crunchy. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe, share, check out my other content, because obviously this isn't my usual style of content, and I don't know if it actually will become a usual style of content yet. So I guess kind of wait and see what happens. When the second channel, stick around for the second channel. Keep your eyes peeled for that, because that's going to be revealed soon. Hopefully, I don't know. I want to have a decent backlog, maybe like 15 videos, just so I can kind of have a constant stream and keep and gain a following. But yes, I need to stop rambling. Just follow me on my socials if you want to keep up with me. I'll leave the ats over here. And yeah, I've been XYZ Crunchy. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. I really need it right now, I guess, because I need something to keep me fucking going. Because I'm in a tough spot, but regardless, I'm not looking for fucking sympathy or pity. Jesus Christ, I need to end this fucking podcast already. I've been XYZ Crunchy. Stay cool, stay safe, stay crunchy. I'm out. Peace. Jesus Christ.